Good morning, dear students. My name is Ferhan Mazher, and the subject today we are studying is Cambridge O Levels Physics 5054. Today, we are going to attempt a paper one, which is a multiple choice questions, which contains multiple choice questions. And for this purpose, we have selected October, November 2024 1-1 paper. The paper we are using, this paper has been created by the Cambridge Assessment International Education. We call it CAIE. So this paper is not created by me. I have just downloaded this paper from their website. And in this video, I'm going to present you the solution of this paper. So this paper is the courtesy of the Cambridge Assessment International Education. I am only presenting you the solution of this paper. So let's start today's paper. So this MCQ paper, the time allowed for this MCQ paper is 1 hour. The total marks for this paper are 40. So here we go. Question number 1 showing up on your screen. A car lifts a heavy load at a steady rate. Which unit is suitable for the output power of the crane's motor? So they are talking about the output power. The output power, the power is measured in watts and it can be in kilowatts. So I think B is the answer. So let's check the marking scheme. Let's check if our answer is right. Question number 1, I think the B is the right choice. Question number 1, I think B is the right choice. I also took the B choice. Which statement, question number 2, which statement about mass is correct? You know, the mass is the amount of matter in a body. Mass is a scalar quantity, and the mass is measured in the grams or in kilograms. So mass is a scalar quantity and its unit is kilogram. So I think A is the right choice. I don't know. So mass is a scalar and this unit is not Newton. Its unit is kilogram. Mass is a vector. That's wrong. Mass is a vector. That's wrong. So I think A is the choice. Question number 2, A is the right choice. Now we have question number 3 on your screen. The bob of a simple pendulum is pulled horizontally by a force that is equals to the weight W of the bob. Which diagram shows the angle between the pendulum thread and the vertical? Okay, so here you have a bob, and it is being here its weight is W, and it is being pulled in this direction with the same force. I mean, it's pulled to the right side with the force of W. So let's go. Let's check. Let me reduce the size so you can check out all the options. So here we have question number 3. So I will first of all find out what is the resultant force of these two. Okay. So the force, resultant force, same force, whatever will be the resultant force here, the same tension should be in this string. Okay, so let me show you. I have done this. Okay, so if you have two forces which are equal and one is acting to the right, the one is acting vertically downward, so the angle between them is 90 degree. So I will complete the parallelogram, and where the tail was joined, I will join it with the opposite corner. That will be the resultant. So the tension in this portion will be equals to this. So because this angle is 90, so because it's a square now, because these two sides are equal, so the parallelogram formed will be a square. So this angle, this 90 angle will be divided into two equal parts. So this angle is 45, this angle is 45. The total angle here is 90. So if this angle is 45, then this line and this line is parallel to each other. So if this is 45, this angle should be also 45. We call them the corresponding angles of the parallel lines. You must have studied them in your O-levels mathematics. So this must be 45. So let's look at the options. The right option, I think, is the C option, sir. I think C is the right option. Let's check. Question number 3, C is the right option. I hope you understand. So we are on the question number 4. And it says a student takes 20 minutes to walk from X to Y at a steady speed of 3 kilometers per hour. She turns 90 degrees at Y and walks at a speed of 4 kilometers per hour for 15 minutes to reach Z. What is her average speed from X to Z? So they are talking about the average speed. The average speed is the total distance traveled divided by the total time taken to complete that journey. So in the first portion, when she was going from X to Y, we know the speed, we know the time, we can multiply them, we can get how much distance is traveled. In the second portion, we know the speed, we know how much time she took, and we can find the distance traveled in the second portion. Then you can find the total distance by adding up both the distances, and you can find the total time by adding up the total time, the time of each portion, add them up, and the average speed will be the total distance by the total time. The only problem is that this time is in minutes, the speed is in kilometer per hour, so we can convert them into that time can be converted into hours. Okay. So on your screen, when you are going from X to Y, the distance is speed multiplied time. The speed is 3, the time is 20 minutes. So divide the 20 with the 60. So that time can be converted into hours. So the 3 multiplied 20 divided by 60, that is 1 kilometer. So X to Y, the distance is 1 kilometer. When you go from Y to Z, the distance is speed multiplied time. So your speed is 4 kilometers per hour. The time is 15 minutes. Divide 15 with the 60 to convert that time into hours. So 4 multiply 15 divided by 60, and that is also 1 kilometer. Now the average speed will be the total distance divided by the total time. So the total distance is 1 kilometer plus 1 kilometer, and the total time is 20 by 60 plus 15 by 60. So the total, so you will have 2 divided by 35 divided by 60. So it will be 2 divided by 2 multiply 60 by 35, so that is 3.4 kilometer. So the average speed for the whole journey, is 3.4 kilometer per hour. Let's check. 3.4 kilometer per hour. So we think that the B is the choice. Question number 4, we think B is the choice, which is the right answer, sir. Okay, so here we are on the question number 5. A car is at rest by a red traffic light. When the light changes to green, the car starts moving. Graph represents the motion of the car. So here we have a graph which is showing the motion of the car. The car is basically, it started moving. So the graph is something like this. Its gradient is increasing. So what is on the x-axis and what is on the y-axis? So the car has a constant acceleration. So its acceleration is constant. So if you have a constant acceleration, if it has been a speed time graph, on the speed time graph, the constant acceleration is represented with an inclined straight line. But this is a curve, so this is not a speed time graph. It must be a distance time graph. Because in the distance time graph, because your speed is increasing, the gradient of the graph will be increasing. So I think on the y-axis, the distance is represented, and on the x-axis, the time is represented. And because this curve's gradient is increasing, in the distance time graph, the gradient represents the speed, and the speed of the car must be increasing. So it's accelerating. So we think the A is the right answer, sir. On the x-axis, no, not sorry. On the x-axis must be time. I'm sorry. The answer must be C. Why C? Because on the x-axis we will have time, on the y-axis we will have distance. So we think C is the choice. C is the right choice. Question number 5. C is the right choice. So here we have question number 6 coming up on your screen. An object falls without air resistance. Its position at equal time intervals is shown by a sequence of dots. So these dots are after equal interval of time. Okay, so which sequence of dot is correct? Okay, so air without air resistance, so speed will continue to increase. There is no air resistance. So, when the speed of the thing will increase, the distance between consecutive dots should gradually increase. It should be less in the start, and then the distance gradually between the consecutive dots should increase because that thing which is falling down and without air resistance, so its speed will continue to increase. When your speed increases, so you are in equal intervals of time, the distance traveled by that body should increase. So I think the gap between the dots should become more and more and more and more. So I think, I think D is the best answer. Sir. You can see the distance between the dots is gradually increasing. The distance between the dots is gradually increasing, and more increasing. So we think question number 6, D is the choice, sir. Question number 6, D is the right choice. Okay, now we are on the question number 7. Here we go. He says some gas trapped in a container is compressed at constant temperature by a piston. Which property of the gas does not change? Because the temperature is constant, so the kinetic energy of that gas particles will not change. And because the gas is trapped in a container, which property of the gas does not change? Okay, so you are compressing it, the temperature is constant. So when you are compressing, its volume is decreasing and its pressure is increasing. So pressure is changing. The mass of the gas obviously do not change. In these experiments, the mass of the gas remains constant. The mass of the gas is not changing. Frequency of the particle collision, that will be increasing. Density will be changing. Mass is not changing, but the volume is decreasing. So the density is increasing. So the one thing which is not changing, I think, is the mass of the gas in that container. So we think question number 7, B is the choice, sir. That is the right answer, sir. Question number 8, coming up on your screen. He says, a car has a weight of 8,000 Newton. What is the mass of the car? The mass, the weight is given, the mass is question. The weight is equals to mg. M is the mass, G in the kg, and the G is the gravitational field strength. Nowadays in our syllabus, we take the G as 9.8. So let's do this question. So here we go. It is showing up on your screen. Okay. So W is equals to mg, M is equals to W by G. The weight is 8,000. The G value is 9.8 Newton per kg. So 8,000 divided by 9.8, that is 816 kg. In two significant figures, it will be 820 kg. 820 kg. Let's check. 820 kg, we have B choice. So I think question number 8, B is the choice. That is the right choice, sir. Question number 9. A lorry is traveling along a straight horizontal road. The constant driving force on the lorry is 80 kilonewton, and the total resistive force is 20 kilonewton. Which road describes the motion of the lorry and gives the resultant force acting on it? We know the driving force, we know the resistive force. Driving force is 80 kilonewton, From there, you subtract the resistive force, that's 20 kilonewton. So 80 kilonewton minus 20 kilonewton, that will be 60 kilonewton. So the resultant force will be 60 kilonewton, and because there is a resultant force, so the body, and it is in the direction of the driving force, so the body must accelerate. So body must accelerate. I think I have done this on the paper also. So here you go. The driving force is 80 kilonewton. The resistive force is 20 kilonewton. The resultant force will be 80 kilonewton minus 20 kilonewton, and that will be 60 kilonewton. So the car must be accelerating. So the motion of the car must be acceleration, and the resultant force is 60. So I think question number 9A is the choice, which is the right choice, sir. Question number 10. As a cyclist uses the brakes on a bicycle, energy is transferred from the kinetic store to a thermal store. What causes the transfer of energy? When you use brakes, so your kinetic energy converts into the thermal energy, and that happens because of the friction between your brake pads and your rim. So what causes the transfer of energy? That is friction. So due to the friction, your kinetic energy starts converting into heat. So I think A is the choice. So question number 10, A is the choice, which is the right choice, sir. Question number 11 showing up on your screen. The extension of a spring is measured as the load stretching it is increased. The graph shows the results. Which point is the spring's limit of proportionality? So it's an extension load graph. The graph up till the point A is a straight. No, up till point B, it's a straight line, inclined straight line, which means that the extension and the load are directly proportional to each other. So after the point B on the extension load graph, the graph starts becoming a curve, which means no more. The extension and the load no more are directly proportional to each other. So the point B is the limit of the proportionality. The point B is the limit of the proportionality. Question number 11, B is the right choice. It's a very famous, multiple times it has come in the Cambridge exams. Question number 12, a satellite orbits the Earth. What is the direction of the force on the satellite causing this circular motion? You know, the force which keeps a body moving in a circle is called a centripetal force. In this case, it should be towards the center of the Earth. I think that B is the choice, towards the center of the Earth. Okay? The force which keeps the satellite in the circle is the centripetal force, and it should be towards the center of that circle, which is towards the center of the Earth. Question number 12, D is the right answer, sir. I hope you understand. Okay, here we go. Question number 13. A uniform beam is pivoted at its center and balanced by three weights as shown. So here we have the pivot, and here on the left side you have one weight which is 3 Newton, and the distance of this weight from the pivot is 5 centimeter. Then we have 2 Newton weight on the left side, and its distance from the pivot is x plus 5 centimeter. On the right side we have a weight which is 2 Newton, and the distance of its center of mass from the pivot is 30 centimeter. Because this rod is in balance, so for a body in equilibrium, the sum of the clockwise moments must be equal to the sum of the anti-clockwise moments. So very easily I can find x. Let me show you. Question number 13. So here you can see, so these two This is producing anti-clockwise. This is also producing anti-clockwise moment. This is trying to produce a clockwise moment about this pivot. So 2 Newton multiply its distance from the pivot is x plus 5 plus 3 Newton multiply its distance from the pivot is 5. So 2 bracket x plus 5 bracket close plus 3 into 5 is equals to the 2 Newton multiply 30 centimeter. So 2x plus 10 plus 15 is equals to 60. So 2x is equals to 60 minus 25. So 2x is equals to 35. So x will be equals to 35 divided by 2. That is 17.5 centimeter. So we think the value of the x is 17.5 centimeter. We think it's 30. We think x is 17.5 centimeters. So let me check again. A choice. A is the right choice, sir. Question number 14. A piece of card of uniform thickness and density is suspended freely from a horizontal pin. The diagram shows the card at rest. Which cross is the center of the gravity of the card? So this lengthwise, and if you look at here we will have more mass. So most probably the center of the gravity must be at the C. This is our guess. Question number 14. C is the right choice, sir. Question number 15. Trolley X of mass 2 kg is moving to the right at 2 meters per second. Trolley Y mass 1 kg is moving to the left at 1 meter per second. The trolleys collide and stick together. The collision takes a total time of 0.20 seconds. What is the average force acting on the trolley X during the collision? So I will find out, first of all, we will apply the law of conservation of the momentum that says the momentum before the collision is equals to the momentum after the collision. Momentum before the collision will be m1u1 plus m2u2, and after the collision both the trolleys stick together and they started moving in the same direction. So we don't know in the same direction, but they started moving together. So their mass will be m1 plus m2 and their velocity will be v because they stick together and they move. I don't know in this direction or in that direction. So 2 multiply 2 plus 1 multiply minus 1. Why I am taking minus 1? I am taking this velocity as negative because if I take this velocity which is going to the right as positive, then going to the left I will take negative. If I will take this positive, then I will take this negative. It's up to me. Okay, so I have taken going to the right as positive. So this velocity is positive. But going to the left, I have taken as negative. So you will have 4 minus 1 equals to 3v. So 3 is equals to 3v. So v will be equals to 3 divided by 3 and v will be equals to 1 because this value is positive. That means when they will be together, stick together. When they stick together, they move towards the right. So v is equal to 1 meter per second and they are going towards the right. Now, you know, because we are talking about the trolley number 1, the force acting on it will be the change in the momentum divided by time. Change in the momentum divided by time is equals to the force. So the P2 minus P1 divided by T. So the initial momentum of the trolley 1 will be 2 multiply 1 minus 2 multiply the final momentum minus the initial momentum. So its final momentum is 2 multiply 1 and its initial momentum was 2 multiply 2. So 2 minus 4, that is 4 minus 2. And the time taken for this is 0.20 seconds. So it will be minus 2 divided by 0.20 seconds. That will be minus 10 Newton. So the force acting on it is 10 Newton. Tricky question. 10 Newton. I think 10 Newton is the answer. B is the answer, sir. Let's check. Question number 15. B is the right answer. Okay. Then we have question number 16. He says an object of the mass 5 kg is moving at a constant speed. It has 10 joules of kinetic energy. What is the speed of the object? You know the kinetic energy is 1 by 2 mv square, 1 by 2 mv square, where the m is the mass, v is the velocity. So very easily I can find the speed. I know the mass. So that's question number 16. So kinetic energy is equals to 1 by 2 mv square. So 10 is equals to 1 by 2 into 5 into v square. So we will have v square equals to 10 into 2 divided by 5. V square equals to 4. So v will be equals to 2 meter per second. 2 meter per second. 2 meter per second. Question number 16, I think C is the answer, sir. Question number 16, C is the right answer, sir. I hope you understand. Question number 7 is showing up on your screen. Okay, so here we go. A wind-up radio is used in areas where mains electricity is not available. So a person winds a spring in the radio using the handle. When the spring unwinds, it makes a small coil rotate in a magnetic field, which energy transfer is not useful for this radio. Elastic potential, it has a spring which, so it has elastic potential energy. Kinetic energy equals to thermal energy, so that is not useful for the radio, the heat which is produced. Chemical energy into elastic potential energy, no. Kinetic energy into sound energy, that is useful because we are listening to the radio. So the thing which is not useful is the thermal energy which is produced, I think. Question number 17. Which energy transfer is not useful for this radio? The heat which is produced is not useful. B part. Question number 17. B is the right answer, sir. So here we have question number 18 coming up on your screen. Energy is transferred in a filament lamp at a rate of 60 watt. The lamp wastes energy at a rate of 46 watt. Which ratio is used to calculate the efficiency of the... So we know the input power, we know the wasted power, so we can find out the useful power. And you know the efficiency is equals to... Okay, the input power is 60 watts, the wasted power is 46 watts. So the useful output power is 60 minus 46, that is 14 watt. Efficiency is our useful output power divided by the input power. So that will be 14 divided by 60. 14 divided by 60. So I think B is the choice. Question number 18, B is the right choice. Here we have a liquid is held in the cylindrical container. The diameter of the base of the cylinder is D. The mass of the liquid is M and its depth is H. Which expressions give the pressure due to the liquid on the bottom of the cylinder? You know the pressure of a liquid is rho GH. Rho GH, where rho is the density, G is the gravitational field strength, and H is the height of the liquid column above the point of observation. Now, we don't have in these options the density shown. You know the density is equals to mass divided by volume. So first of all, I will find out the density is mass divided by volume. The density rho is equals to the mass divided by the volume. Volume will be the cross-sectional area multiplied the height. The cross-sectional area will be pi d by 2 whole square into h. It's a cylinder. Its volume will be, you know, the pi r square by pi r square multiplied h. So here we will have, because diameter pi d by 2 whole square. So it will be, this become d square by 4. So this 4 will come upstairs. So 4m divided by pi d square h. So density is this. Now the pressure is equals to the rho gh. In the place of rho, I will write 4m divided by pi d square h into dh. So this h and h will be cancelled. So you will have 4mg divided by pi d square. 4mg pi d square. 4mg pi d square. So I think C is the answer. C, 19. C is the right answer, sir. This is the solution. A little bit difficult. A little bit. Okay. So here we go. Question number 20 is showing up on your screen. He says, the diagram shows an instrument that is used to measure the atmospheric pressure. And he says that the density of the mercury is 1.4 expo 4 kg per meter cube. What is the atmospheric pressure? The atmospheric pressure is this distance from the top of the mercury level in the tray to the top of the mercury level in the tube, and that is 760 mm. But they want of the Hg. This is the pressure of the atmosphere, but they want us to write the answer in kilopascals. So I will use the rho gh formula. The rho, which means the density of the mercury, that is 1.4 x per 4 kg per meter cube. And this is the height. The G is 9.8. Let me show you. I have done this. So here we go. So the density, the pressure of that is rho GH 1.4 x per 4. That's the density multiplied 9.8. That's the G value. Multiply 0.760. That's the height of the mercury column in the barometer. You know, that height I have taken in meters. So you just multiply them, you get 104.272 pascals divided with 1000. So it will be converted into kilopascal. So you will have 104.272 kilopascal, 104 kilopascal. So I think C is the choice. Question number 20, the C is the right choice. Okay, so we are going to the next question. The next question coming up on your screen is the question number 21. Question number 21 is the next question which we are going to take. Air at atmospheric pressure and room temperature is trapped in an insulated container by a frictionless piston of negligible weight. The air can be compressed by placing masses on top of the piston. Okay, a mass of 1 kg is placed on the piston and the volume of the trapped air decreases from 100 centimeter cube to 90 centimeter cube. So this has some weight already on it, and they have placed on the piston because the piston also has some weight, and atmospheric pressure is also acting on it. So when you increase the load of 1 kg on it, the volume has decreased from 100 to 90. So there is a change of 10 centimeter cube in the volume. Which statement is correct? Adding another 10 kg mass decreases the volume of the air by less than 10 centimeters. That is true. You know why that is true? Because now when you will increase another 1 kg mass, the volume will further decrease, but this time the decrease must be less than 10 centimeter cube, because the pressure of the gas has when you compress it, its pressure has increased by adding the same load. I mean, giving an increment of the same load will not produce the same change in the volume. It will produce a less change in the volume. So A can be the answers. Adding another 9 kg mass reduces the volume of the air to the zero. The volume of the air can never be zero. The volume of the air can never be 0. Then he says the pressure of the trapped air is less than atmospheric pressure when its volume is 90 centimeter cube. No, the volume of the air inside the container was already equals to the atmospheric pressure. So when you have compressed it, its pressure will not be less than the atmospheric pressure. Its pressure will increase. By compressing the air pressure will increase. The temperature of the air decreases as the 10 kg mass is added. So 1 kg mass is added. So the temperature, when you compress something, its temperature do not decrease. Its temperature is supposed to increase. The temperature is not supposed to decrease. Okay. So A is the best option to me. A is the choice. Question number 21. A is the choice. Question number 21. A is the right choice. This question is a little bit tricky. This question is a little bit tricky. A is its right option. I hope you understand. Now we are on the question number 22. A substance has a melting temperature of minus 17 degrees centigrade and a boiling temperature of 117 degrees centigrade. In which state does the substance exist at minus 10 degrees centigrade and at 110 degrees centigrade? To solve this kind of questions, I will draw a number line and I will show its temperature there. Let me show you. So here we go. So here I have drawn a number line. Here I have shown the melting point minus 17 degrees centigrade. Here I have shown the boiling point, that is 117 degrees centigrade. They have asked about two temperatures, minus 10 degrees centigrade, which is here, and 110 degrees temperature, which is here. Okay. So from minus 17 to 117 temperature, the liquid that will be a liquid. Below this, it will be a solid, and above 117 degrees centigrade, it will be a gas. So minus 10 degrees centigrade is in this range, so it will be a liquid. 110 is also in the same range, so it will be liquid. So at minus 10 degrees centigrade, that substance will be in the liquid form. And at 110 degrees centigrade, that substance will be also in the liquid form. I hope you understand this trick, how we draw this on the number line and how this helps us. So liquid, I think C is the choice, sir. Question number 22, C is the choice. Question number 22, C is the choice. That's right choice, sir. This is how we made that choice. How I hope you understand. So here we have question number, this is question number 23. This is question number 23. So here we go. It says, thermal energy is supplied at a constant rate to a fixed mass of a substance that is initially solid. The graph shows how the temperature of the fixed mass of the substance varies with the time. So it's a heating curve. The time and the temperature is shown here. The thing was solid and you started hitting it. At X, the graph becomes flat, which means that it's converting from the solid to the liquid. Then at Y, the temperature started increasing. And at Z, again, it becomes flat, which means that the liquid is converting into gaseous form. In which section of the graph does the substance absorbs latent heat? The latent heat is absorbed when the state is changing. And the state is changing at X and at Z. At X, it's converting from the solid to the liquid, and at Z, it is converting from the liquid to the gas. So we think C is the choice. Question number 23, C is the right choice. I hope you understand. Okay, question number 24. A piece of paper torn out of an exercise book is shown. And what is written here? As the average kinetic energy of the molecules decreases, the space between them decreases and they move downward. So they are talking about the things becoming slow down and becoming less fast. So their kinetic energy will decrease, their temperature will decrease, and they started moving downwards. So that sounds like a convection current story. So which process is being described? I hope this is convection and the transfer of the thermal energy by the convection, in which when the temperature decreases, the particles come close to each other, they become slow down, the density increases, and they start moving downward, and convection current set in. So we think B is the choice. So our answer is right, sir. Question 25. A ray of light passes from glass to air. Which arrow shows the direction of the ray in the air? Which arrow shows the direction of the ray in the air? So the light is entering from glass into the air, because in the glass the speed of the light is slow, and in the air the speed of the light is faster. So the light will, when it will enter from glass into the air, it will bend away from the normal. So the normal is, this line is the normal. So when the light will enter into the air, because its speed will become faster, so it will bend away from the normal. So instead of going in this direction, it will bend away from the normal. So I think D is the best choice here. Question number 25, sir. B is the D. D is the choice. D is the right choice, sir. Question number 26. A short-sighted student looks at a distant object. Which row shows the position of an image in a short-sighted eye and the type of lens used to correct short-sightedness? Okay, to correct the short-sightedness, we always use the diverging lens. And that happens because your eyes are bending the rays too much, and they focus the light in front of retina instead of on the retina. The short-sighted person's eye, the lens in the eye, that focus the light rays in front of the retina. To overcome this difficulty, we use a diverging lens. And what that diverging lens do, before the light rays enter into the lens of the human eye, it bends the light rays before they enter, and that helps the lens of the eye. And now, sorry, I said bend. The diverging lens will diverge the light rays a little bit, and when they will, then they will enter into the eyes of the that person, and now they will be focused on the retina. I'm sorry, I said the wrong word. You see, we are using a diverging lens. So when the light rays enter in that diverging lens, the light is diverged a little bit, and then they enter into the lens of the eye, and then that eye lens will focus them on the retina. So we are going to use a diverging lens. And the problem with the human eye when they have short-sightedness is that they are focusing the light in front of the retina, in front of the retina. So I think A is the choice, sir. Question number 26, A is the question number 26, A is the choice. Question number 26, A is the right choice. I hope you understand I just made a mistake. Okay. So here we have a student, question number 27. A student makes 4 statements about infrared waves. You know the infrared waves, they are electromagnetic waves, and they are transverse waves, and they travel with the speed of the light, and they cannot be seen by a naked human eye, and they are used in the intruder alarms. So they say they can be seen by the human eye. That is true. They travel at 330 meters per second in air. That is wrong. The infrared rays, they travel with the speed of the light, which is 3 × 8 meters per second. They are transverse waves. That is true. They are used by the intruder alarm. That is true. 1, 3, and 4 statement is correct. Which statements are correct for the infrared waves? The second statement is wrong. One, I think they can be seen by, oh, sorry, they cannot be seen by the human eye. So one is also wrong. They cannot be seen by the human eye. The number one is also wrong. Number two is also wrong. They travel at 330 meters per second in air. That is wrong. And they are transverse wave. That is true. They are used by the intruder alarm. That is also true. So 3 and 4 are correct only. Question number 27, 3 and 4, D is the choice. Yes, sir. Question number 27, D is the choice. Question number 28. Which waves are longitudinal waves? Sound waves in the water. The sound waves are longitudinal waves. That's true. Ultraviolet waves in the air, the ultraviolets are transverse waves. Waves on the surface of the water, they are transverse waves. X-rays in a vacuum, X-rays are also transverse waves. So I think A is the way is the right answer, sir. Sound waves are the longitudinal waves. Question number 28, A is the right choice. We have question number 29. A person hears an echo after a sound hits a solid cliff face. What causes the echoes? You know, your sound waves travel, and when they hit a rigid body, from there they are reflected back. So, due to the reflection of the sound waves, you hear your sound again. That is called echo. So, the reflection. So, I think reflection. Question number 29, C is the right choice, sir. Question number 29, C is the right choice. Question number 30, a plastic strip is rubbed by a cloth and the plastic becomes negatively charged. Which statement explains this? You know, the plastic has become negatively charged when you rub two things together, like cloth and a plastic. So because the plastic has become negative charge, it means from the cloth, the electrons have transferred to the plastic. So now the plastic has excess of electrons. So that's why the plastic is negatively charged. Electrons are transferred from earth to the plastic. That's not right. Electrons are transferred from the cloth to the plastic. That is true. The best explanation. So I think question number 30, B is the choice, sir. That is right. Question number 30, B is the right choice. Let me reduce the size. Okay. He says, question number 31, two parallel conducting plates are charged. The charge on the upper plate is positive. The charge on the lower plate is equal in size but negative. Which diagram shows the pattern and direction of the electric field between the two plates? You know, the electric field is always from the positive plate towards the negative plate, and they should be parallel lines equally spaced. And I think C is the best option, sir. Let me reduce the size so you can see the whole thing together. Because the upper plate is positive, the lower plate is negative. So the direction of the electric field will from the positive plate towards the negative plate. So there will be equally spaced vertical lines from positive to negative. So I think C is the choice. Question number 31, C is the right choice, sir. Question number 31, C is the right choice. Question number 31, C is the right choice. Question number 32, which quantity is defined as the electric work done by a source in moving a unit charge around a complete circuit? That is the definition of the EMF, electromotive force, the amount of the work done by the battery to move unit charge around a closed circuit is called EMF of the battery or the cell, electromotive force. That is C choice. So question number 32, C is the answer, sir. He says question number 33, four 1.5 volt cells are connected in a circuit as shown. The switch is closed. What is the reading on the voltmeter? If you look at these cells carefully, these two cells, they have been connected in the wrong way because the positive has been connected with the positive. And so these two will be cancelled with each other. So only these two cells are properly connected. So 1.5 plus 1.5, and that will be 3 volt. 3 volt. So what is the answer, sir? 3 volt is C choice. Question number 33, C is the choice. Question number 33, C is the right choice. So here we go. Question number 34 coming up on your screen. It says two resistors are connected in series with a battery as shown. The readings on 3 voltmeters are V0, V1, and V2. And the currents I0, I1, and I2 are shown. Which two rows gives values for the current I0 and the potential difference V0? So the I0 must be equals to I1 and I2 because this is all the things are connected in series. So all the resistors are connected in series. So the current coming from the battery or current going back to the battery, that will be the same current flowing through the first resistor and same current flowing through the second resistor. So I naught is equals to I1 and it is also equals to I2. And V naught is equals to the sum of the, because in the series, when the current is not divided, the voltage is divided. So the voltage drop at the first and the voltage drop at the second, if you add them up, that will be equals to the voltage of the battery. So V naught is equals to the V1 plus V2. So I naught is equals to the I2 and the V naught is equals to the sum of the V1 and the V2. I think B is the choice, sir. Question number 34. B is the choice, sir. Question number 34. B is the right choice. Then we have question number 35. Okay, here we have the current in a home computer varies from between 0.40 ampere and 1.2 ampere when the computer is connected to the main supply. What is the rating of the most suitable fuse to use to protect the computer? The fuse must be a little more than the current which normally the computer takes. So it should be more than 1.2 ampere and not too much, okay? It should be not too much larger than the, okay, so I think 0.5 ampere, that is less than the current it is used. 1.2 is not, is equals to the normal current which that thing will take. 13 ampere is very large, so 1.5 is the best rating for the fuse. C is the choice. Question number 35, C is the right choice, sir. Question number 36. Students are asked to draw the pattern and direction of the magnetic field due to the direct current in a straight wire. Figure 1, 2, and 3 are the three of their answer. The student is not, student do not know the direction of the current in the wire. The which diagram shows two possible pattern directions for the magnetic field due to the current in the wire. The current has a direct current in it, DC current. So the direction of the current is not changing. So the direction of the magnetic field is also not changing. So both the arrows which they have shown to show the magnetic field, they should be in the same direction. Either both the arrows should be clockwise or both the arrows must be anti-clockwise. Okay. So in the first, you see both the arrows in the same direction. So that can be an answer. In the question number 2, the arrows, one arrow is in different clockwise, the other arrow is in the anti-clockwise. So the 2 cannot be the answer. And in the third also, the arrows, both the arrows are in the same direction. So the 1 and 3 make some sense. 1 and 3. 1 and 3. So B is the choice, I think. Question number 36. B looks the choice, sir. Question number 36, B is the right choice, sir. Because we don't know the direction of the current, but because this is a DC current, direct current, so direction of the current is not changing. So the direction of the magnetic field should be same. So the two circles which he has made around that wire, they should be showing the same direction. So 1 and 3, sorry, the 2 is wrong because both the rings, the circles, they are showing different directions, that which is not possible. So 1 and 3. So B is the choice, sir. I hope you understand. Question number 37 is coming up on your screen. He says, which row identifies the positive and negative particles in the atom? In the atom, the positive particles are protons and negative particles are electrons. So I think A is the choice. Question number 37, A is the right choice, sir. So here we have question number 38. The nuclide notation of a certain isotope of the element Q is QZR. What is the total number of protons, neutrons, and electrons in a neutral atom of this item? So the protons are equals to Z, and what is the total number of protons, neutrons, and electrons? So there will be Z number of protons, there will be Z number of electrons, and the number of neutrons will be R minus Z. So let me show you. Question number. This is question number 30. Okay, I have not done this. Let me. Okay. So it will be. Let me take the pencil and then. Okay. So number of protons, they are Z. Number of electrons, neutrons, that will be R minus Z. Number of electrons in a neutral atom. The number of electrons and protons are same. So it will be also Z. So this Z and this Z will be gone. So the total number of protons, neutrons, and electrons in the neutral atom will be R plus Z, or you can say Z plus R. So I think C is the choice. Question number 38. C is the right choice. Okay, I hope you understand. So question number 39, he says, which list shows the planets in order of increasing distance from the sun? From the sun. So it's a very famous mnemonic, I say. We say, my very educated mother just served us nachos. My very educated mother just served us nachos. So that's Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and Jupiter. Here I have not written S. Mars. This is not Mars. This is Mars. This is Mars. Okay. So Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. So it should be Mercury, Venus. My very educated mother just served us nachos. So I think C is the choice. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. So C is the choice. Question number 39. C is the right choice, sir. I hope you remember this mnemonic. My very educated mother just served us nachos. This is how I remember the order of the planet from the sun. So here we have question number 40. A student spills ink on the page in a textbook that define redshift. The ink covers the three important words, 1, 2, and 3. It says redshift is dash in the observed dash of electromagnetic radiation emitted from dash stars and the galaxies. So redshift is an increase in the observed wavelength of the electromagnetic radiation emitted from the receding stars and galaxies. So, or if you say decrease, then it should be redshift is decrease in the observed frequency of, sorry, redshift is decrease in the observed frequency of electromagnetic radiation emitted from receding stars and galaxies. So if I use the word wavelength, then in the first portion, I will write increase. And if I use the word frequency, then in the first place, I should write frequency will be decreasing. Okay, that is redshift. The light which is coming from the receding stars, when it reaches us, its frequency has decreased and its wavelength has increased as compared to the original light which was emitted by that star or galaxy. This is called redshift. So an increase in the frequency, that is wrong. A decrease in the frequency, but approaching galaxy, no. An increase in the wavelength by the receding galaxies and stars, yes. I think C is the best sentence. Question number 40, C is the choice. So my dear students, we have reached the end of this paper. And in this video, I have presented you the solution of this paper. I want to make it very clear that this paper, which I used, I downloaded from the Cambridge Assessment International website and from the School Sport Hub website. So this paper, the marking scheme which I was using, that is the courtesy of the Cambridge International Assessment Education. So I have only prepared the solution of this paper. So thank you very much for taking out time and watching my video and preparing your Cambridge exam from my channel. If you find this video useful, helpful, and interesting, please like this video. Please share the link of this video on your social media accounts like your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your Twitter, your WhatsApp, and please share the link of this video with your junior students, with your senior students, with your teachers. And when you do this, this helps me to promote my channel, and this becomes a blessing for me. So thank you very much, everyone. Have a good day, and God bless you all. Keep watching my